What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of the video of how to fill, stack, and crumb coat a cake. So I'll be showing you guys in this video how to actually decorate this cake. So the first thing I have is my cake scraper, followed by a tip 8 number 25. I will link all my baking supplies in the description box, so please look out for that. Then I have 2 pastry bags, and then I have my rainbow sprinkles. So I love rainbow sprinkles so much. It's about 1.5 cups of rainbow sprinkles in there. We don't need all of those sprinkles for this cake, but the more the merrier. Okay. Then I have a straight angled spatula, and that's to smooth out the buttercream, both for the top and the sides, followed by a bowl of vanilla buttercream. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take some vanilla buttercream, put it at the top of the cake, and I want to make sure there's a good amount, spread out. So I'm taking the tip of the spatula and just smooth it out to the very top, and it's going to bring it down to the sides of the cake. Okay, so the excess buttercream that you see on the sides of the cake, I'm going to just smooth that out and bring it down to the sides, because I'm going to fill up a pastry bag with buttercream, and I need to make sure the sides of the cake are covered evenly. Okay, so I'm going to just fill up my pastry bag with vanilla buttercream. Again, please do not, as I mentioned in the first part of this video, please do not fill up your pastry bag to the very, very top, because again, we want to make sure that we have room to, close the pastry bag, and we don't want any buttercream oozing out the side. So I would say leave, just fill up the pastry bag 3/4 of the way, and you have, 1/4 empty, so you can close the pastry bag like so and cut a hole. And then I'm ready to fill up my cake with buttercream. So I'm starting from the very bottom of the cake, and then I'm just going to work my way to the top. And so you don't need to do this step like this. I feel like if you're a beginner, it's good to use the pastry bag as a guide, just to make sure there's an even amount of buttercream all throughout the cake. If you, prefer to just use your straight angled cake spatula and just kind of, put your buttercream on your cake like that, you can most definitely do so. More kudos to you if you don't need a guide. But I still like to do the steps still to this day, because I just feel like, I like to make sure there's an even amount of buttercream all throughout the cake. So yeah, some people might feel like it's a waste of a pastry bag, and the choice is definitely yours. So use your discretion with that. So I have filled, the cake with buttercream, and now I'm ready to use my straight angle spatula and just kind of smooth out those lines. You want to make sure your buttercream is the best consistency as possible, meaning that there's no air bubbles and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of filling in the sides with more buttercream, just to ensure that there's a smooth finish as possible. A way to get rid of air bubbles is to take your cake scraper and just dip it in hot water, which is what I'm doing, and then I'm just going to smooth out the buttercream, okay, just to give it that gloss and that smooth finish for this cake. So you definitely want to put some hot water. That definitely helps, especially if it's cold in your house. You want to make sure the buttercream, is a really, really good consistency. So you can just take the excess buttercream that's on the bench scraper, put it back into the bowl. You can use that buttercream for cupcakes, cake pops, or if you need to fill in any tiny gaps of cake that's being shown on the cake, you can do that with that excess buttercream. So as you can see, there's some cake shown at the bottom of the cake. I'm just going to take some more buttercream and just fill it in on the sides. You don't need a whole lot of buttercream on this cake, because we are going to put some sprinkles on there. Not unless you're just a fan of like a lot of buttercream on your cakes, but I don't want my cake to be too sweet and too much buttercream. So that's why I don't put too much buttercream on there. And again, the buttercream is going to act like a glue for the sprinkles. So we want to make sure there's a good amount, at the bottom, because you want your sprinkles to be able to latch on. So I did do this process of smoothing out the buttercream quite a few times. For the purpose of this video, I just wanted you guys to get a gist and understanding of like how to do it. But it can take some time depending on the consistency of your buttercream. So I'm just going to take my straight angled spatula and just kind of, smooth out the top, just so that there's no buttercream showing up top that's not even and stuff like that. And you want to make sure you clean your straight angled spatula in between this with some hot water, or if you have a paper towel, because you don't want any excess buttercream on the top of the cake. Okay, and I just want to clean my board to make sure everything is nice and clean. Now I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper and put it underneath the cake turntable, because I want to catch any sprinkles that fall from the cake board onto my table, because things cost money, everything costs money, so we want to make sure we're using only what we need, for this cake. Okay, so I'm just going to start off by cupping my hand and just putting some sprinkles at the bottom of the cake. And that is pretty much how to make the sprinkle cake, for the bottom border and stuff like that. It's not difficult, super beginner friendly. And as you can see, I'm just taking off those extra sprinkle pieces and putting it right back in my hand. It's going right back in that measuring cup, okay? Because I want to make sure I want to use that again for the other pieces of the cake where the frosting is showing. So as you can see, it's just a cute border. I would say it's about 2 inches, you know, up from the cake. Now, if you want, you don't have to put the sprinkles on immediately once you know, frosted your cake with buttercream. You can put it in the fridge and use a brush, and that can be a guide, and you can just kind of, you know, dip it in water and then follow that brush stroke and put the sprinkles on. After that, the choice is completely yours. But I just wanted to show you guys the easiest way that is definitely beginner friendly. And I'm just going to put some more sprinkles, you know, on the sprinkle border for the bottom of the cake. I just want to make sure that, you know, the sprinkles show a good amount to my liking. So I would say it's about 1/4 covered in sprinkles. I didn't want it halfway covered, just enough to give it some ooh la la. Okay. So I'm just filling in those holes and just making sure everything is a straight line, as straight as I can make it, I guess, you know, on the cake, and just taking up those extra sprinkles and putting it in my hand. Now I'm ready to put the tip inside the pastry bag. This is tip number 825, and this is to make the design at the top of the cake. So I'm just filling up my pastry bag, probably halfway, and I'm going to cut off that little piece, okay? Think of the top of the cake as 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. So I'm just doing 12 o'clock, putting a little bit of buttercream there. I have 3 o'clock, putting some buttercream there. 6 o'clock, putting some buttercream there. And then 9 o'clock, putting some buttercream there. So that's 4 buttercream decorations. And I'm going to put some buttercream decorations in between, okay? So I have one there. I have another one there. I have another one there. And I have another one there. So that is 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So it's 8 total. I'm just putting some sprinkles on the top just to kind of give it some glitz and glam and kind of match the decor that's at the bottom of the cake. I also wanted to put some sprinkles in the middle of my cake just to give it a more festive look and have the top of the cake match the bottom of the cake. And I'm just going to use my fingers to spread the sprinkles at the top of the cake. And once you put it in the fridge, it'll definitely, you know, solidify and stuff like that. You might have a few loose sprinkles, but that's okay. And that is my sprinkle cake decoration. Thank you guys for watching this video. I got these cute happy birthday cake toppers off of Amazon. They're about 4 inches in width. They're super fun. That's definitely optional. You can definitely write happy birthday, you know, as a banner with a sugar sheet and put that on the cake board. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would like me to show you how to do that. But just a cute little option. It's just something to stand out. I love the cake toppers. It's definitely a good option. You can even customize people's names and stuff like that, you know, on Amazon or on Etsy and stuff like that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know in the comments what else you guys would like to see, and see you guys soon.